It's Michael Cohen here with another Michael Cohen Reacts. Well, you may have seen in the New York Times, there's an article and it's entitled, Trump's Dire Words, New Fears About His Authoritarian Bent. This is really no joke. You may have heard me say this on MSNBC, on CNN, on ABC, NBC, CBS, anywhere that I can get the word out, that Donald Trump does not want to be president. Donald Trump never wanted to be president. In fact, when he first started the campaign, it was only supposed to be the greatest infomercial in the history of US politics. But today, he wants to be an authoritarian. He wants to be a monarch. He wants to be the ruler, the supreme leader. He wants to be the Führer. He wants to change our American democracy into an autocracy. Now, so many people say, oh, Michael, but you're just being hyperbolic. It can't happen. Listen to the words that Donald is saying. It's not hyperbole here. These are Donald's words when he says the first thing he's going to do when he becomes president is to rewrite the Constitution. And after that, he's going to terminate the tripartite system of government. He's going to do away with the judiciary and the legislative branches of government, the co-equal powers of government, our checks and balances, and confer all power to who? Yeah, to the executive branch, to himself. And look, I don't want people to think that this is just me trying, again, to sound the alarm. I am sounding the alarm because I know the man better than anyone else. In fact, like I said when I testified before the House Oversight Committee, that my biggest fear is if Donald Trump loses the election, that there will never be a peaceful transfer of power. And over 2 years later, it came true. Well, my warning to you today is that if Donald Trump becomes president of the United States of America in 2024, we will lose democracy as you know it. So, look, let me just turn around and read to you what the New York Times themselves had said in this article, because I think it's extremely important that you all understand it. These ambitions include the Justice Department to take vengeance on his political rivals, putting a vast expansion of presidential power and installing ideology-aligned lawyers in key positions to bless his contentious actions. What are we talking about here? We're talking about him installing people worse than Bill Barr. Worse than Bill Barr, where they will do anything and everything that he said. You're not going to have a General Milley that's going to say, no, Donald, we can't do this. Instead, they're all going to be compliant. Why? Because it benefits them. It goes on to turn around and to say, Mr. Trump's allies dismiss the concerns as alarmist and cynical political attacks. Well, of course, that's what he's going to say. He's going to say it because it doesn't benefit him. Donald Trump will lie, cheat, and steal in order to figure out how to get himself into the White House. And I promise you, should that day come, democracy as we know it is going to change. And it's going to change for the worse. All of these people that think that he is this fantastic leader, look to see what he accomplished during his 4 years. Did he build his wall? No. Did he accomplish anything? Did he get rid of, as he stated, the Affordable Care Act? No. Did Mexico pay for the 50 or 60 miles, or whatever the hell, that he ultimately built? No. What did he accomplish? Well, I'll tell you the first thing that he ended up trying to accomplish, and that's a Muslim ban. He wanted to ban an entire religion from coming to this country. Now, depending upon what your ideology is, if you believe that this is something that is smart, that this is something that is legitimate, that this is something that's American, well, that's on you. I certainly don't see it that way, and I would say most Americans don't see it that way either. So, look, most importantly, the most important thing that we can do at this specific moment is make sure that everyone is registered to vote and to vote blue. I know I say that ad nauseum, and I don't mean to be repetitive. I mean it so that come 2024, come the election, that the blue wave is so significant that not only do we end up taking the White House, but more importantly, we also end up taking back the House. because then you will have legitimate people in power in order to accomplish things for the American people, and not these sycophantic fools that are running one committee meeting after another, all for what? All to benefit Donald J. Trump.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.